Virtual Fun Art. Web3.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to be explaining what Web3 is all about. It's very likely that you're going to be coming across this term a lot more in the future, and you may have already heard it, such as Web3 games or Web3 internet. So what is Web3? Well, it's basically a phase of the internet. It basically states what sort of technology level the internet is at. And we've had Web1 and Web2, and now we're on to Web3. However, most people don't actually know or realize that the internet is currently going through a technology revolution. It is why I actually called this channel Web3. It's to show off everything that Web3 is about, and hopefully I can clearly explain it. I talk about the plumbing that basically makes this technology work. So, yeah, it's better if I briefly explain the progression of the internet so you can appreciate what the future of the internet is and therefore the purpose of Web3. So the internet was first invented in 1969, but it was only limited to a certain number of people. It was only in the 1990s, well actually 1990, that the World Wide Web was born. For 90s is known as Web1 era of the internet. So what does that actually mean? Well, it means that during this time period, people could only read information from the internet. In general, you could not interact with the information, such as liking or commenting, and there were no options to upload files. Information was stored on a server like a book on a shelf. You could look at the book, but you couldn't touch it. Email was pretty much the only other thing that people did on the internet. Although there were some rare programs like MSN and Napster where you could actually chat or share files, but that was an exception. But in general, most websites was like a digital brochure. You could only read it. By the year 2004, this changed to Web2 technology. And it's pretty much what you see today. This allowed users of the internet to read and write. This means we could interact with data, and websites like YouTube were born where you can upload your own videos. And you can also interact with others on social media and dating websites. And this Web 2 tech ranges between 2004 to 2020. And yeah, we're pretty much, the majority of us are using Web 2 as, as it stands right now. So yeah, most people are unaware that Web 3 tech was actually born in 2015 with the launch of Ethereum. And yeah, the Web3 tech become more mainstream in 2020. So yeah, we call this blockchain technology, and it's what cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum run on. So yeah, so Web1 was the user could only read the data. Web2 is that they can read and write. But did you know Web3 you can read, write, and own? So the Web3 is offering this ownership of digital assets, basically. So it could mean that you could own things like videos or images, or you could own a digital contract to prove you own any type of digital or physical asset. So yeah, that's what my channel is about everything to do with Web3, and that includes things like non-fungible tokens, where that's like a digital contract to prove that you own a particular asset. You can also own real-world assets, via digital ownership. Yeah, so it's interesting tech, and you probably might not be aware that you can actually interact with this tech live on websites. If there's a website which is coded to be a Web3 compatible website, then you can actually connect to that website using a crypto wallet. An example of a crypto wallet is MetaMask or Rabby wallet. And yeah, it's like you hold the keys to that wallet. And so say if you own some currencies in that wallet or images, it's like you can import all that into that particular website. Or if you even if you go on a different website, you can then take that with you. So it's like all your assets and password, it stays with you. You know, rather than having to sign up to loads of separate websites. That's what's brilliant about Web3 tech is that you are your bank and you own all your stuff. And it's like you're walking to another website with all that stuff and you can have access to it. It's quite hard to explain unless you sort of see it for yourself. But I think a good way of explaining it is to look at a website called OpenSea. So OpenSea it's like an equivalent of eBay. Yeah. So say if you've got some digital assets, some images, and you want to sell it on a marketplace, well, OpenSea is a marketplace for that. So when you go on the OpenSea website, you sign into it with your MetaMask wallet or your crypto wallet, and say if you bought a an image, that gets stored in your digital wallet, your crypto wallet. But then if you wanted to sell it again, yeah, you could sell it on OpenSea, the marketplace to sort of sell those assets. But you can actually go to another website, Rarible, yeah. So you don't all you do is basically go to another website like Rarible and connect to it with your wallet, and your asset will just appear in that profile. So that's the advantage is that you don't have to create sort of separate accounts for all these different websites, and that's the that concept is decentralization. Yeah, so when you're not relying on a company to hold all your information and to control everything, that's you're becoming decentralized. Centralized is when the company actually owns all your passwords and assets. Yeah, so that's where I see the internet going. You're going to see a lot more of this, where you could interact with websites more, and I think it's not really hit people properly that you can actually own stuff, and that's quite exciting. For example, if you're playing a game and you happen to acquire a digital asset in the game, you could potentially own that and sell it, and that wouldn't really be possible with Web1 or 2. Or you can take that asset to another game and play with it. So say if you or say if you're in a racing game and you manage to work your way through this game and acquire a nice car, it's possible you could then potentially race that car in another racing game. The possibilities are endless. Yeah, I hope this explains what Web3 tech is. There's a very small percentage of people using it right now, but yeah, trust me, that number is rising. And yeah, I think once companies make it more seamless, and you haven't got all that crypto jargon, and you could just go and use websites without having to be a professor in computer science just to get your crypto wallet to work and things like that. I think I think it's going to be used quite a lot. Okay, yeah, if you have any comments, please comment below. I'll try my best to respond. And yeah, subscribe if you like my content and you want more like this. Okay, see ya.
Subscribe for more virtual fun art Web3 guides.